morning. I'm Pam Rocker. I'm the Affirming and Creative Coordinator here at Hillhurst. It's not only the 4th anniversary of Hillhurst becoming an affirming church, it's the 4th anniversary of me coming here because I had to leave the church that I was a part of because of my sexuality.
Religion was a huge part of how we lived and how we operated. Went to church every Sunday, usually more than that, and it was something that you just never missed church. Like if you're bleeding from the head, maybe. I didn't have really bad memories, especially kind of in my early years, but I would hear there's a loving God, but then I would also hear you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, or else. Really, the language that I had was just, it's evil and unmentionable. I wasn't even sure for the longest time what exactly it meant. I knew that it was sexual, and that's kind of how I interpreted it. It wasn't about two adults loving each other and having, a committed relationship. It was about guys having sex with other guys. My first kiss with a guy, I was just like, I remember, he wasn't a good kisser anyway, but, I just felt like, I don't like that. And when you feel that way, but there's no other option, it's really sad. When I began to understand more the language, and that there were such thing as homosexuals, it was even more difficult because then I did have words to describe it. But the words that went along with that was hell, eternal damnation, sin, and the more and more I was in that religion, the deeper and deeper I felt the consequences were. And it finally came to the point where I couldn't anymore hide it, and I was like, okay, whatever happens, I gotta do this. I said, without my faith, my life won't be fulfilling, but without being myself, my life won't have integrity. And so coming out wasn't selfish, wasn't sinful. For me, that was the moment where freedom was possible. Their first response was 3 words: deep, deep sadness. And, they said, let us know when you want to talk, and I couldn't write back for a long time. So this lady gets up at one point in the service and she says, that this is the first place where she could say, my wife, and nobody would even blink an eye about it. But then I was also seeing this huge room of people in this packed building cheering for her. And it just made me kind of something crack in my idea of religion. Even though I didn't start coming here right away, this kind of treasure, this little nugget that I just kind of held on to and thought, okay, if I ever want to be a part of a faith community again, I could be home somewhere. Furthermore, they weren't going to say, because you're gay, you're welcome here, but after you change. Or you're welcome here, but you can't teach Sunday school. There was no but. I think it's important for me to let other people know about my experience because it's rare. And I wish that wasn't true. one day my hope is that all churches are affirming and you don't have to think about it. But that isn't the case. And so instead of just wishing that that would happen, I'm passionate about letting people know that there are places. I would say you're not alone. I would say God loves you exactly how you are. There's nothing wrong with you. And there's nothing that you have to change to be able to have a faith of any kind. And don't give up.